Hello, good morning, welcome. In this part of the video lecture, as a part of the course Programming for Problem Solving, I'm Sandhya and we will see a topic from Unit 3, Chapter 1, that is strings. Okay, what have we seen in the previous lectures? We have seen how do we work with strings, how do we perform operations on strings using string functions, without using string functions. Now, basically, whenever we do this, we do get a question. Okay, what if I wanted to do it with multiple names? What if I want to store 5 names of my friends? What if I want to store the top 3 toppers of a institute? What if I want to store 10 city names? A string is a group of characters, but when we want to store multiple strings, we need to think of something called as array of strings, isn't it? Yes, exactly. We need to have an array of strings, or in other words, people also call this term as table of strings or two-dimensional character arrays. So therefore, here we go. What do we got to see in this video? We will see what is the need for array of strings, how do we declare and initialize array of strings, how do we read and write array of strings, and we will perform a few operations on array of strings. Introduction. What is that we need to understand? We just understood that if I want to store multiple names, multiple strings together, then we'll use array of strings, also called as table of strings. We often use a list of character strings, such as list of names of students in a class, list of employees in an organization. Then how do we store a list in C? A list of names can be treated as a table of strings or a two-dimensional character array and can be used to store the entire list. This is also known as array of strings. So array of strings, or we call it as table of strings, or we call it as two-dimensional character arrays, all means the same. Okay. So example, this is how you declare char space array of string name space row size space column size. So now let's understand. Well, how do you declare? Declaring an initialization is step 1. How do you declare char string array of name row size and column size? Now there is something to understand. What does row size mean? What does column size mean? Here row size means number of strings that you want to store. I want to store 10 names, then I put 10. I want to store 5 names, then I put 5. I want to store 7 names, then I put 7. What does column size mean? Column size means the maximum size of a string, that you can accept. Suppose the maximum size of string that I can accept is 10, then I put it the column size as 10. That means each string cannot reach more than 10 characters. That's what it means. Okay, here char student 5 of 20 means I'm storing 5 strings of 20 length each. 5 strings of 20 length each. Okay, let's check out a few legal initializations of array of strings. Array of strings is multiple strings. So you give a two-dimensional array and try to put multiple strings. Okay, you can have a missing row size, but missing column size is clearly illegal. Example in this case, missing column size, the last one is clearly illegal. You can't have both the sizes missing. This is also illegal. You can do it row wise by just putting JAVA, Java single quotes in bus line, next line Python, PYTHON all in single quotes followed by a \0. That also can be done. Okay, so these are all a few possible declarations. Example here, Java, Python, C++. Or else you can also do it individually row wise. This is also allowed. These are legal, they are valid. Okay, so now how do you read and display array of strings? So generally, array of strings are implemented as one-dimensional integer arrays. That means you just require one for loop and you use %s because %s inherently has the capability to read a string. Okay, you implement them as one-dimensional integer arrays. So how do you read it? Using a for loop for I equals 0, I less than, and I plus plus, scanf %s \n. Or instead of this, you can also use simply %s, or you can also use getters name of I. Okay, this is how you write. This is edit set conversion code, which can also be used. Or while loop, any loop you can use, not an issue. How do you print it? For I equals 0, I less than, and I plus plus, put as name of I. Or instead here you can use printf %s name of I, or you can also use, yeah, that's it. You can also use put char in a while loop and all that stuff. Okay, so yes. Let's check out a simple program to read and write strings. So how do I read and write strings in this? I have taken name of 10, enter the number of names. How many names? Suppose I wanted to give 4 names of my friends. So I gave 4. For I equals 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. I use edit set conversion code, printf %s, in the bracket, edit set conversion code, name of I, and I'm printing using puts. So this is what I did. Enter 4 names: Goa, Bombay, Hyderabad, Delhi. Entered names are Goa, Bombay, Hyderabad, and Delhi. This is what I get my output. Okay. Now let's try to see a simple program that sorts strings in alphabetical order. Okay, I have given 5 strings apple, ant, bat, back, and ace, and I'm trying to put them in alphabetical order. So what comes first? Just check out the example and tell me what comes first, AP or AN? AN comes first. So the answer is, oh sorry, there's one more string called ace. AN, AC. AC comes first, so AC. Then AN or AP? AN comes second. ANT, ant. Then AP comes third, so it is APPLE, apple. Next, BA or BAT, BAC comes, so BACK, back, then BAT, bat. This is how it gets sorted. How do you do it? Exactly. We do it using string handling functions, strcmp and strcpy. Okay, so same. So what do? We compare first string. That is, what am I doing? Just check out. You are comparing apple with all the other strings. Let's try to understand this logic. You're comparing apple. Apple is compared with all the other logics. Okay, there is apple. Apple is being compared with ant. Apple and ant. What is the ASCII difference? If the ASCII difference is greater than 0, then you are swapping. This logic is nothing, but we all know that this logic is for swapping. So if it is greater than 0, then we are swapping. So we are swapping if it is greater than 0. So now, apple and ant. APAN. AA same. So cut P and N. Is it greater than 0? P has a greater value. MNOP. So P has a greater value. So it is less than 0. So you don't swap. Next, apple and bant. A of I comma A of J. A of J is this. AN. It has a greater value. No bat, no ace. Apple and ace. P and C. Is it greater than 0? No. Like that. You do all this couple of swappings. When we do constantly, all this gets swapped. Apple gets swapped with ant, all that, whatever it has lesser value, it goes up, and finally you will get the list as ace, ant, apple, back, and bat. This is how you solve your program. Okay, this is how you solve them in alphabetical order. So dear students, before we close, I recommend you to, try writing, try initializing, try understanding how do we initialize arrays, a table of strings. Also, write a C program to search for a given string in a list of strings. Imagine you're given a list of names. Try to search if a given string is there or not. That's the first way. And second one is write a C program to determine the lengths of all the strings in a particular list. You're given some list of 10 strings. You got to determine length of string 1, length of string 2, length of string 3. Okay, so those two are the programs. Try doing it on your own using table of strings, and we'll meet in the next lecture. Good day.